Hey, how's it going, Tavon? Um, yeah, I got like 2 minutes left. I'm gonna try to get some more lines down here. Actually, you know what? Nah, I should just do the usual. All's well. Sounds good. I'm gonna hurry up and get some more lines down for this picture. Just looking up. Um, I was looking at some of my friends' art recently and stuff like that, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just embrace this sketchy look for a bit until I want to clean this up entirely. And that allowed me to just feel more confident sketching the way I'm doing now. So I was going for a cleaner look, but it was kind of ruining the gestural approach to the line work. So now it has a lot more motion, a lot more feeling and expression to it. And mostly everything else is gonna be like detail and stuff. Let me see here. Got like a minute left. That's cool. It'll work. This is that character I was speaking about the other day, being one of my favorites. Uh, and Battle Angel Alita. She's really cool. Gotta actually come up with some guys that I want to draw. Cause I noticed all the fan art that I wanted to do recently have been some of the women characters that I really enjoy for media. I was like, uh, seems I am not interested in drawing any of the my favorite male characters right now. So gotta make that list. I think the number one male character who I probably or who I enjoyed when I was watching it that I haven't drawn or even tried to draw is Simone from Gurren Lagann. I'll get to Simone eventually. I did actually draw an Akira piece some many years ago at this point, so that makes me happy because I usually don't even attempt to try and even draw my favorite stuff. Usually out of fear or a feeling like I just won't be able to do it correctly. So glad I got over that with that. I should probably draw even more Akira fan art because it's still my favorite manga. There are a lot of close seconds nowadays, though. So that's great. Starting to like this look a lot more. Cool. Clean it up a bit. But I think it's about time we transition over to the comic pages. Alright, so let's put this down. Let's open this all up. I actually still like the look of her face on the rough sketch a lot more. Um, I don't know what it is, but something about it looks. Maybe it's literally just the shading on it. Probably that. Doubling down more so on the line work here. But then again, the mouth feels a bit different. The nose definitely feels a bit different. The eyes are even different. The eyes here feel even more cold. The eyes here, or the expression here, feels a bit not happy, but like not serious. Alright, I fixed it. That was quick. Um, Now she looks a lot more serious there. Alright. Alright, I like her face a little bit better now. Awesome. Gotta fix her eyes next, but that'll be later. Move this stuff over to the side. Let's open up this file. Alright, so I have a certain amount of energy today. I'm actually a little bit tired, honestly. We're gonna try and work our way into getting these clouds correct. So we're gonna try and do. So page 3 or page 1 here. Cool. I think what I want to do is do them like almost painterly, or find a really good brush to do a really decent effect, because even though I have decent equipment, I don't really like relying on line work when it comes to working digitally. It's actually great for that, but it doesn't always work for me. That is not even, what? Okay, I guess I have to close that. Since it's up, it just goes there. It's fine. That is, oh, because, alright. Smooth you know what? Do it one more again. Yeah. First try. Alright. So, we got these panels over here. The first area, or the first panel. I didn't just say what I think I said. Okay, we got this first panel here. And got the great suggestion of adding clouds in the background. Kind of balance out the scene, I believe. That's what I believe it will do, and it also is missing. So better to have that there. And I have some reference that I pulled from Google, which I'm going to try and attempt to place there. So I'm going to get that out now. Of course. This is going to be all right. Smooth transition. Thank you, Tavon. See, yeah, it was just fine. So yeah, try to get this in here. I'm gonna try and paint it in there. See if I can find some decent brushes. I don't know. Let me make sure I make a new file or new layer, because last time I had it didn't work out last time. All right, so we've got this. So what I need to do here, or what I would like to do, is create a sort of I would say some sort of pattern, or you know what? Yeah, that's what I should do. What if I take this color here and I guess I can just wait, if I take this and I make this into a monochrome layer, which means everything's gonna be black like this, means that I should be able to use these as kind of like a something I can select at the end. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Most important thing for me to do is not judge my initial line work, because it's literally my first line, so I don't need to feel any pressure about what it looks like. Just gonna try and do my best to get the shapes I want on the paper, or I guess on the canvas. Yeah, sure. Alright, so as much as I enjoy drawing clouds, it's mainly, I think, because, well, first of all, I love looking at the sky, and I love just achieving the look of a cloud, but it's something I don't practice as often for some reason, and it's just, it's not easy to do. But I enjoy it, so even if something is difficult to do, I'll try to just, enjoy doing it, you know? Because who doesn't want to be good at drawing clouds? I don't know. I definitely want to be able to do that. So looking again carefully at my reference, kind of making the shape, doing it in black, because I believe if you get too close to a light color, and you try to select the stuff on the layer, for some reason, Clip Studio might not see it. So I'm just going to use black here and kind of shape my clouds to some degree. So I'm actually losing that shape that I wanted there. Don't like the way that looks, actually. Wasn't bad, it just looked like it was not doing what I wanted it to do. Not that I always completely know what I want it to do. Alright. I think I can take that and kind of manipulate it a bit as well. So take the shape and kind of move some things. Okay with the way that looks. So I'm gonna also duplicate this layer. Going to move this down. Should be able to make it smaller. Maybe actually. Hmm. Okay, I'm okay with that. Now I can go back to this one and I can select everything. Well, actually, I can just make a layer. I'll put a clipping mask on it, right? Clip the layer below. Alright, means I can like paint directly on top of these shapes here. Alright, so I'm thinking I want to at least start with What should I start with? I'm gonna start with a gray. Actually, wouldn't it make more sense to start with white? I'm gonna start with a gray. And I'm gonna build into the light. I'll put it that. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So that's gonna take forever if I do it that way. What about this? Yeah, I might as well just use this one then. Do do do. Oh, this looks so. Oh, look, I'm judging it already. Where's that delete button? There we go. Let's try this again. I mean, there are simpler tools. This is a great tool for like, I would say like blending, but like soft blends. I might want to just use something like the airbrush tool. I might. It's faster, and you don't necessarily need detail here. So I don't need it to be like, again, like a painting, like blended and stuff. This is gonna take me a little bit. Hope you guys are doing well. Alright, gonna get rid of. Well, we don't need to get rid of that right now. Hmm. What else can we do here to get this thing rolling? So we can turn on to white here and start to slowly add that in there. All right, I think we got a good start with this now. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. So all I need to do is combine these layers and start erasing away certain parts that I don't want, making the shape better. I think what I want to use is, what is this tool called? This is the gauze cloud, I believe it is. Kind of does something like that. Right. I think I can soften it. Oh, what does this do? That. What is this? I think it's too hard. I don't really see the difference there. Maybe not that then. I could have swore I had a decent brush for this. Actually, funny to look at right there. One second, I'm kind of experimenting with pens. Try and see what can give me the best type of effect. Because right now, I am not getting anything that I like. Oh, this is that brush. Okay, I know what I need to do. I'm gonna go to this here, and I should be able to use the airbrush here, which means that I should be able to change the shape if I'd like to. Can finally go outside of certain parts. That looks a little bit too much. Hmm. Oh, it's because it's monochrome. Alright, well, I can kind of soften this. Yeah. Oh, that's why the brush was reacting that way, wasn't it? Let's see. Go back here to here. It's cloud joint. Yep, that's what it was. I'm definitely going to end up looking up a cloud brush if that's possible. Uh, yeah. Um, the only reason is because, well, I have to make these type of shapes, and I'm not really good with these types of shapes. The thing that I've always done is drawn directly from a photo, but having to do that from your head is kind of like, it's just different. Because technically, I mean, they have a consistent shape, but also they don't have a consistent shape. Oh wait, I can just use a pen tool then, right? Just use a pen tool and erase away what I don't want, like the G pen or something. I guess so. Actually, I'm not gonna get rid of anything outside of those lines yet. And I think that kind of works for a placeholder until I'm willing to take those further. It's rough, but at the same time, it works. And that's really cool. Now these other ones down here are going to, actually no, they won't be that hard because technically I have a method now. That's good. This is awesome. I know exactly what stuff I need to practice more. It's weird. I can do like decent clouds when it comes to painting, like real life painting, but I haven't like manipulated my tools enough when it comes to trying to do them digitally. So I'm gonna definitely play around with that a bit more. Let me get down here. Right. So same thing. What do we have here? So that's the shapes we have. Yo, 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 guess who it is? How's it going, Jerry? How's it going? I think this is grayscale. So we're gonna go to this joint here. Try and add in some gray here. You're cool, and you? I am doing just fine. Doing just fine. Adding in these here clouds. Oh, I wonder if I can also add that in there. Put some pin pressure on it, see what happens. Oh, well, that's interesting. Didn't know it would look like that. Don't know if I like that now. Oh, wait. Yeah, alright. Cool, like that. Oh, yeah. And since it's like this, I can just drop the opacity down. Do, 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 do. But yeah, I'm doing okay. I have a little bit of energy today. So, yeah. I was woken up a little bit too early and just been trying to make it and do okay. Still was able to do some studies today and everything, and do some work. And now we're doing comic pages. So kind of putting some placeholder clouds and stuff like that in here. I'm happy with the way they look so far. But other than that, I'm just fine. Clipping mask on there. Draw directly on here. And like reference our previous stuff here. So I think those clouds look decent from far away, right? They look decent from far away. I think so. If we don't look at them too hard, they look like some decent clouds. Like you get that they're clouds. Kinda. Gotta work on the shape. The shape of those things are a little off to me. So I probably will practice that a bit tomorrow so that we can get a little further with that type of thing as well. This man Tavon said, no. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Getting there. It's important not to like rush, even if like something comes along and like slows down your momentum or whatever. Like, I guess protect your morale more than even like your momentum. Because you can always, in my opinion, get your momentum back as long as your morale is high. Uh, I enjoy figuring some things out sometimes. Definitely artistically more than like technologically. Like if I struggle technologically, I'll be seriously upset. I'll be like, oh, come on, like, you know, come on, technology. Why are you difficult all of a sudden? You know, but that's just me being, quote unquote old, but I'm not even that old. But when it comes to like doing something artistically, I'd probably just struggle through and just figure something out. Um, most of the time. As you guys can tell, I am not zooming in very much. Trying to honestly keep this as zoomed out as possible. It allows me not to get too sucked into like individual details. And I can just look at the overall image and go, like, did I do good, like, overall? Like, because I can see so much. I can see more than one panel. I can almost see three, you know? Alright, let's go ahead and use the airbrush tool. just lighten up the bottom of most of these. Whoa. That's not what I meant to do. Oh yeah. So I have to change this to a grayscale layer. And now I can do this. Okay. Uh, just about done with this, I think. And again, I'm probably going to go over it and check it and make sure it's like where I want it to actually be, but it's important to kind of get all this stuff established. Alright, I'm gonna take this and turn it down to like 80 or... Yeah, let's see what 80 looks like. Looks decent. Even less than that actually. About 55. Cool. We lose a lot of the harsh blacks that are in the beginning of those clouds at the top. And then it gets really soft down here. Alright, what else? I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with this line here. Thinking what I'll end up doing with it is going to where the line work is. Where are you, line work? Here we go. Make a new layer. Go ahead and put clipping mask on. Clip it to the line work layer, right? And then maybe I can just make it like a white line, but I'll do it like a soft airbrush type thing. They used to have one. Oh, there's highlight. Kind of just go directly over it here. Hope it's working. Are you working? See if I pick a regular pen. Yeah, it literally takes it away completely. Is that an effect I'm okay with? It might work better if it didn't have to be stuck on that layer. So I don't like that look at all. Alright, so what if I move the lines up? Okay, this and everything else is a multiply layer, so I should be able to do that. Let's see what that looks like. Gotta experiment. Here's a line work. Wait, that's not a line work. Did I drop the layer somewhere? Great. Alright, here's the line work. Wow, did I only take that one up? It's weird. It's 15. Right? Okay, so we got a line work up here. Everything still looks basically the same. Unless it doesn't and I can't see. It's basically the same. Nothing has changed. Alright. So what I'm going to try and do is get that line to appear. Because it wasn't appearing where this is here. So on this layer. Yeah, see, now there's a line cutting through that you can actually see. Which means if I were to go through here, yep, you'd be able to see that right there. Why do I want that? I don't know. I don't know. I think it would be cool. But also at the same time, it means that I can count on something kind of appearing there in a different regard. So let's see here. Go ahead to this and highlight. And for some reason it's just, okay, put up density, put up hardness maybe. It's not showing up for me. Weird. Okay, but that one is, you got it. So I probably won't do that one since it's cutting through something here. I'll do the beginning of it. Alright, let's see here. If I grab these two and put these on top of this layer. Interesting. So it's there, but oh, it's because the opacity is that way. Hmm. So what I might want to do is erase the line for the sun on that one part. There we go. So now that part literally is in the background. This as well. Actually, you know what? Let's be safe. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate the layer. That way one doesn't need to be touched there. And then this is the one I'll kind of erase stuff off of. Since this is a copy, and I have the original right there. All right, looks a lot fuller. Let's go ahead and take it all away and add our highlights, which is not very hard to do. Just gonna go ahead over to these rulers here. Go ahead over to radial line. Find out where you want your horizon line to be. And yeah, I would say here-ish. Should be a decent area. Turn down this notification. Thank you. Everybody good? Everybody hydrated? All right. There's many different directions for this to go. That's the harsh white example. Can also use this. I don't really like that one all the way. The opacity is down. Oh, because I changed the brush probably. Looks pretty decent. Looks like almost a full scene now, you know? It's our establishing shot. It's literally the first thing we see in the chapter. We get a good understanding of maybe where we are, who are the characters there, where they are, you know, what it feels like to be there. Maybe, you know, it's bright. It's a little dark at first, but the sun is rising, so we're like, all right, it might be morning. Cool. And there is supposed to be some lines going towards the top, just not very many. It's a very slight thing. Now, where is. There it is. Wait, no, it's not. Where's the folder that has our uh, panel borders in it? Go ahead to layer select. Is this it? Yes. Use this. Create a selection for it. Go back to the top area. See if I can get rid of. That's not what I wanted. I just wanted to select the. Alright, well, that's not going to work well. So I'm just going to have to do it manually. Go around the borders. Try and get the spacing. Right. Alright. It's pretty cool. And we can do it again. New layer. Turn this layer. This ruler off. Create a new ruler. I have to put that about there. And probably put it at the same percentage, which was about like 50, 55. Alright, that looks pretty cool. Alright. Oh, I must have clicked the invert button by mistake. Yeah, there we go. Alright. That looks pretty good. I like the way it looks. Go ahead and save that now. So, we got some sort of semblance of cloud so far. We got like the light radiance or whatever, the sun beaming, coming through and everything, lighting up the sky. We got some readable panels in 2 and 3, hopefully. And yeah, we got our foreground, middle ground, and background going on here. We also got like some decent separation even with line weights, you know. So yeah, this looks pretty good. I actually feel like the highlights on this one still feel like too harsh to me. Got to go for like 40, 45. That might be better. Yeah, it's fine. Alright. Thank you again, Tavon, for the suggestion with the clouds, man. I actually love like doing clouds and making them. It's always a big accomplishment if I can make a cloud look, or more so feel like a cloud, right? Like, making something photorealistic does take a lot of steps and a lot of technique and understanding. Uh, but like to do something that feels like a certain way, I feel like is more important, because you want to make someone, or you want to hopefully help people feel a certain way or feel something when they look at your art. And like, that's what I'm going for, I guess. So I always want to start off with like the feeling I want to give people. But yeah, this is awesome. I think this looks pretty cool. All right. So next page up is this one. Huh. Shouldn't take us as much as the last page, right? So all these other joints here, don't need. I just need this one. So I think what I'm going to do is make a folder. I'm going to put all this stuff in there. I don't really need any of that. Oh, I turned that on instead of moving it. And then I'll just, I'll close it, keep it that way. All right, so this is our line work. Make that the red layer type. All right, so you already know what the first thing we got to do is clean the page. So that's what I'm going to be focused on now. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and convert brightness to opacity. Let's get rid of all that stuff there. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to layer properties. Layer properties, which is here, create border effect. I'm going to use the color, should be a light red. Where is that history thingy? There it is. Huh, it's not actually the colors I'd use. But that's fine, we're going to use a light purple. Click it there. Turn it up to about like 10. Alright, now we can see everything. Go ahead and get the dustpan, as I like to call it. So this page looks like it's going to be a bit trickier. A lot of things are on it. I do know that I went over each page, so I'm not really worried about getting rid of anything that I don't want too much. So I know most of this should be clear. I'm going to stay away from the leg because I want most of the stuff from that. It's kind of sketchy, and I basically want to keep it. Want to keep that sketchy part of it. Alright. So I'll also select whatever this stuff is here. Okay, I guess. Sure. See what happens. Boom. Probably some sort of smudge content, you know? Ah, I think that might have gotten rid of... let me see. Undo. Undo again. Okay, and what I can do is go over to my direct tools, or direct line tools, use this lasso, and, whoa, actually, no. What I'm going to do is go to the actual lasso tool and click this here, which means remove from selection. I'm just going to take out the part that I want to keep, which is again mainly this leg stuff here. So I want to keep all that and get rid of the other stuff. I might as well also, well actually no, like everything else should be fine. Can also check that again. What did I get rid of? Cool. Nice and clean there. Everything else looks pretty clean. And then we have this to deal with. So we got rid of too much. Good thing we're working digitally, because not have seen. Yep. Yeah. Gonna do the same thing and remove some stuff from the selection. So I'm gonna leave all those top things alone. Gonna only care about what's happening with the bottom, and that's how we'll do it. Let's look at it. I wonder. It's actually zoomed in too much. Still looks decent. Everything up here looks well taken care of already. I see I lost some of the stuff here around the leg as well. Okay. Always gotta check. Never know what you're losing until you keep looking. Alright, so we want to keep that stuff. What else would I like to keep here? Because I know sometimes it gets a bit overzealous. Now I'm just gonna be more careful. Actually, what if I can change the selection altogether? Actually, that's what I'm gonna do because I have it set at 40. So I'm gonna put it down like to like 10 or 20. That could be cool. I'm gonna try 10 now. Ten is my usual go-to. And we're gonna protect the leg and all that stuff here. Would also like to not lose anything around these borders, so I'm gonna try and get some of those as well. Alright, now I feel like we're good. Alright. Yes. So that freed up. I freed up a bit of these dots here so I can finally get to them. Well, not up there, but over here. So all this stuff is being cleared up now. Interesting. I wonder exactly what that is. What I'm gonna do is expand the selection by about 2 pixels and see if that gives me more than I can do. Do it again. It wasn't enough. Am I making it smaller or bigger here? I feel like I'm making it smaller. So I'm gonna undo that. Interesting. So I want to shrink the selection. About 2. Alright. Yeah. That means that most of our lines should be there then. Good, good. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't take too long. Worked out pretty well. So we can get that dustpan tool again. Not worried about losing anything again. So we can get rid of some of this stuff here. Trying to get some pretty crispy line art if we can. Which we should be able to. What did we lose? We don't want to lose that. Alright, so everything else I can just manually erase if I need to. Kind of funny. I left like the beginning of the sketch in. You know that little cross you do sometimes when you're drawing a face? I kind of left some of that in there. I'm actually going to leave some of it in here as well. Because I think that that's cool to see. I don't know. Alright. I'm thinking things are looking neat as I want them to. Oh, there's this area over here where I had to erase a bunch of times. So I'll get rid of some of that there. Face looks decent enough. Alright. Now I can start the usual stuff. New layer. Go ahead and grab the other that I usually use. So we got that and that. I'm gonna start putting in some of these values that we want. Actually, I'm gonna use the pen. Alright, always forget to use a multiply layer. It's in there. I'll come back for that ground shell. Alright. Go ahead and actually, yeah, I can just start this here. You know what else I learned? Well, it's one of the, I'm not being the most important things to learn about like doing art at all, and that's just you gotta always know how your stuff is gonna end up being viewed, right? Um, if your stuff is gonna be viewed very small compared to how big you work, you gotta also know how much detail is enough for certain shots. Um, so for example, yeah, Samara's emblem on her head does have all these lines on it, right? But like on the previous panel, I just kind of drew the overall shapes. Because, you know, why would you need more than that when you're not even going to see it when it's that small? You know, also, it's not that important. What's important is knowing what the characters are up to, who the characters are first, like what they're up to second, you know, like what's happening in the situation. Not the detail that you can see, you know. Yeah, that's cool and all, but it's not important. That's really all I need to do right there for her emblem. Go ahead and do more down here. Since this is bigger, I can actually do more with it. First thing I'm going to do is know that I'm going to go for a graphic read, right? Light things next to dark things next to light things. So I'm going to play around with that a bit. Alright, let's see what that looks like from about 12.5. It's kind of small, but we can tell that it has that pattern on it, right? We can tell it has like this broken kind of reflective pattern going on. Something looks shiny right there. I know it's pretty darn small to be able to view that on, but I still grade everything based off of this. If your document or your thing is like a comic book page and it's like 600 DPI, um, I check all of my readability off of about 12.5 in size. But then I thought about it, like maybe that's not good advice for some people because everyone's screen probably varies differently. So what if you have a giant screen? I'm actually using a, what is this called? A Cintiq 13 inch, a HD Cintiq 13 inch screen. It's really not that big. I would say it's a little bit, actually, it's around the same size as like the larger iPad, I think. Uh, you know, but it's not really that big. It's not like a monitor type thing. But still, I think that's why I'm judging it that way, because it can't be that big. And I know again, phone screens are small. Uh, Most people seem to be reading a lot of things digitally on their phone. I'm basing it off of that. Trying to make things read well from far away. So what's next? But you would have to try it for yourself to figure out, what works for you. Go to current layer. Cool. Okay, now I'd have to switch it back now. That's not what I wanted. I guess if you have two tools that do that, it just switches to the other one. That's pretty cool and interesting. Alright, so now we can go down here finally. It's always interesting when I miss that like that. It's mainly interesting because the way I draw faces, it seems to be going towards messing around with planes, and it's always interesting to see what happens like that. Like what planes does the tool see type thing. Which ones does it show? And it's always cool because like it always, it grabs it or it leaves it alone, kind of like a highlight. I don't know, it's just interesting to look at. Right. Of course, I didn't do his ear. Alright, it's looking pretty cool so far. Actually, I would like to kind of like move this up a bit. See here, we're gonna go for ground shadows and should be able to, nope, it goes out. So we're gonna use the pen first. Right. Alright, got that down. Now let's check Samara's ground shadow. Got it. And this is flying, so I should give it a softer ground shadow. This is shadow, let's try it. I don't know about that one. That could be a thing. We could just erase that there. Guess I would have to leave that as well. Okay. Alright, butterfly has a ground shadow. Got the kicking motion going on. You coming in from the side. Alright. What else do we have here? I wonder if I should have beefed up the line weights on... Well, actually, I didn't beef up the line weights on this page, mostly. So that's interesting. Probably should have a bit. I did do shape difference, right? I have like a small Samara, medium Samara, you know. Technically bigger Samara right there, even though She has her back turned, and I have the medium halo, and he's a bit bigger with a larger foot there. And then I pull back the camera here, so you get a full version of him, which means that technically that is the bigger version of him, technicality wise. Hmm. So we're definitely not going to finish this page right here today. We'll be definitely working on this tomorrow. But I know that I want the background to... I want the background to have some sort of fill-in, right? So I would make a new layer. I would make it multiply. And I'd probably just fill the area behind this character. I forget which setting it is. If anyone knows, you can tell me. There's a setting in Clip Studio that you can pick where see these lines here, like it's like these lines that are on the paper or on the template. One of them is your live area, or like where you should keep most of the important things in your drawing in that square or that rectangle. If you take anything outside of that, know that it's, I don't know, going to be further away from that, from the where those things should or could be. Then you have the cutoff line here, and then you just have like behind that it's just nothingness. It's basically everything past this line here is going to be completely never making it. Actually, the interesting thing, and those Shonen Jump magazine, in the Shonen Jump magazine types, they actually print up until, I believe, this line here, all the way back here, where the actual cutoff would be, I guess. So that means like when things are in the middle, when you go ahead and keep drawing directly in the live area, it's not tiny, but it's noticeable how much space there is around the page, around like that panel type. And then when you expand all the way to the edge, like all the way, that extra space, they actually print that. So there's an extra part to that part of the printing process for those type of magazines. So that's interesting. Yeah, what I was saying was there used to be a setting in Clip Studio. I found it at one time, where you could use the fill tool, and it would actually stop on those lines. Uh, Maybe I need to fill or whatever and just figure it out on my own. But if you guys know, please tell me, because it could be pretty darn helpful sometimes. But anywho, let's go ahead and get this started. I'm gonna fill this with the darker color here. And of course I ended up getting Samara here. But yeah, this is a multiplier, right? It's interesting. But yeah, this is another thing, right? Where you can essentially you can like notice some change, right? You kind of play with lighting here or values here, right? First panel, like I'm playing with a lot of it actually. I think about it, like I was telling you guys in the beginning, well, previously, like small, medium, large shapes, and having like arcs, playing with arcs as well. This is arcing, Samara is going from this side of the page to that side of the page, you know, because she's literally going forward that way. His kick, you know, is coming forward and then kind of move back and pan this way. Like his legs going upwards. Um, and also now I'm gonna add in this value here for this backdrop of this panel, which should show that something is changing, right? All these two right here, you know, it's like, okay, he's about to do this thing. Now we see that he's kind of stopped from doing that thing completely, right? So something changed, you know. Comics are awesome. I don't know. I don't have the answers. But yeah. Oh, and what else is cool here is that the leg is in motion, and I have like this kind of like motion blur thing going on. These movement lines, and now remember, I was gonna use. I'll make another layer for this. I was gonna use. Remember, I was gonna use a sound effect here, and it was gonna be like something like this, I believe. Something like that. Yeah. Uh. Uh. Basically, you know, it would say whatever it's gonna say right there, and you know, it would stick out like that, right? So you would instantly see that the kick had went back, basically, right? And it goes right into the trail and into the leg, technically, like that. So you're gonna notice this, and also since the leg is in motion like this, and you know that he's wearing black, but he's moving so this leg is moving so quickly that it stands out. Now you can juxtapose something actually black on top of that area, because when in action, these things become speed lines. You know, they're not just these design choices. These things become speed lines, and when you do that, now you can use like black text around them if they're in motion, you know? And oh, if this is trailing down, this also goes right directly into what? Our dust here that's being kicked up. Um so that now even sticks out on top of this gray. So we have gray, black, and white as these readable elements where each thing we can tell what it is. Right? So yeah, I feel like that's pretty cool. We have a lot of good stuff here already, you know, existing on the page. I do have to do a bit more work to make sure that it's working the way I need it to. But yeah, did a good amount of stuff today. Uh, yeah, we did a lot of good stuff today. I really enjoyed working on those clouds. It's a little difficult, but that's just, you know, what do you expect if that's not something that you've practiced enough? You know, you gotta put in the work, you gotta do the practice and learn. Definitely be more interested in the beginning when you're learning how to do something for like the first couple of times. You know, take notes, take mental notes, write stuff down if you have to, and learn how to do it. Um, I'm not perfect, uh, but I'm gonna keep trying my best to produce the best work that I can. yeah, everyone, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me, working on this comic. You know, it's been fun, and I really love working on comics anyway, so it's always cool to be able to do this. If you guys are working on any projects and you guys want to talk about it, feel free to comment in the comment section. I'm always willing to see what you guys are obviously up to and working on. You guys are hanging out with me, and I'm hanging out with you. Um, Chapter 11 is underway. We're getting some good work done. And we're gonna probably be uh going a little faster over time. I noticed that I always try to put my foot down, if you will, my first 5 pages of a chapter to really establish things a certain way so that I can kind of hook the reader so that once I get them past the first 5 pages, they can figure out whether or not, they're going to stick with it or not. Like, okay, do you like what's happening here? You know, do these characters appeal to you? Do these things read well? All right, cool. You might enjoy the story. This is, it's me saying it without saying it by just putting in the work and seeing what happens after that. But yeah, thanks so much, everyone. I will be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the stream and working on this comic, The Divinity. If I go up early, it means it's like the pre-stream, and I'm doing preliminary drawings, probably not working on the comic and stuff like that. Probably either painting or sketching out something for some fan art, or even doing some figure drawing. But as soon as 9 o'clock hits, I'll usually switch over to the comic, turn the mic on, and begin chatting with you guys while working through the comic pages together. But yeah, if you guys are new, please subscribe. I do this every weekday at 9 p.m. So yeah, if you like comics and you enjoy the content that I work on or create, feel free to subscribe and come back next time. And also, for anyone who catches this video and doesn't see the live stream, there's a boatload of, there's a bunch of these videos also up on my channel because I keep all the videos up on my channel. I don't really delete any of them. So every live video that I've done so far this year has been up, and I've been doing this for about 3 months now, actually. So there's a good amount of videos. So yeah, this is the second chapter we've gotten to. So it's pretty exciting. I'm really enjoying how things are turning out. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. Make sure you get some rest. I will too. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 p.m. Peace, everyone.